Hey, how's it going everyone? Snow here and welcome back to Destiny 2. In today's video we're going to be talking about sunsetting weapons, armor, and just activities in general. Just like all of my other videos, this isn't going to be broken down with any heavy editing, and it's just going to be as if you and I were in a fire team talking. This really isn't an easy topic to talk about because of the mixed feelings within the community, with some for and others against it. Myself, and I'm sure you guys have seen other videos covering this, so the least we can do is discuss some of the positives and negatives that can come from it. I'm sure there are things I won't cover, so please feel free to let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. I'm always open to conversation, and my opinion on the matter can be swayed a bit depending on new information in the future. As we all know, the game is massive and takes up a lot of space. Freeing up some of that space allows for new and potentially better content than we've ever seen before. New weapons and new armor sound incredible to me because it brings about change, and where change isn't always great, I believe in the state we're in now, change will be a good thing. We won't spend much time on balancing because that can be in another video entirely. There have been rumors on Titan being destroyed, and I'm not really against the idea as long as they drop a new planet in its place. The door is opening for all types of opportunities, for not just Bungie, but for us as well as the community. This is a chance to bring that spark back to a lot of the player base looking for things to grind and obstacles to overcome. Most of us have great rolled weapons and armor and aren't really out trying to find anything else because we already know what gear is better than others. That kind of plays in both the positives and negatives in this scenario because people have dedicated many hours farming that god roll, only to lose it the next upcoming months. Now, I do think only weapons should be sunsetted rather than armor, or at the very least a slower rate, because unless they introduce something amazing, we're literally just going to grind at similar stats where old armor had. Bungie will have to make these new items really stand out if they want to avoid blowback from the community and really motivate us to grind. If you've been around for a while, you know that every fall Bungie releases a large DLC. So the question on whether will there be enough weapons or not to replace what's lost, I honestly believe the answer is going to be yes. Between now and next season, more and more items that are being introduced that will be around for quite a while. Take Felwinter's for example. That was just released about a week ago, and we still see heavy use until at least the start of the next year. That's what, like 7 months? Great use and plenty of time for Bungie to introduce the next big thing. If you look at it from this perspective, it makes sense. Right as Mindbenders is about to become sunsetted, they reintroduce Felwinter's Lie into Destiny 2. Things will be replaced just as good, if not better than ever before. So to sum this part up, change can be a great thing and allow new things to shine rather than constantly competing with itself to figure out a way to make other things viable. I think we all learned that firsthand with Lunas and Not Forgotten. That's speaking from the console standpoint rather than my people on PC. No matter what they brought in, nothing was able to really compete with those hand cannons. So the newer things were just tossed to the side in favor of those specific weapons. Like I said before, Bungie has done this before in the past, and we all knew it was coming sooner or later. Now that it's happening, everyone is acting surprised by this. Did we use vanilla gear in the House of Wolves DLC? Probably not, because a lot of these things that came out between those times were significantly better and offered more advantages for us to be successful. That is a big jump, and granted, there were things that people loved and still used at the end, but a majority either dismantled or vaulted those things to flow with the changes. My point here is that this has been consistent and even praised. Why has that changed now? I know I've spoke on this, but to me the biggest issue people are having with this, and that's why I've circled back to it, and it's the time it took a lot of players to get that perfect roll. For a lot of you, it was ridiculous, and seeing all of your hard work seem like it was nothing hurts. It really does. There are only a certain amount of archetypes, so chances are you can get something else similar to what you had if what they introduce isn't up to your standards. Not to mention, they spoke about increasing chances of you getting said god roll that pairs well with the gear. So it's going to be easier to obtain that god roll in the future anyway. Now real quick, I feel like I need to touch on the meta a bit again because if there weren't any big changes to the sandbox, people are going to be looking for new weapons of the same archetype as well as the same rolls. This does concern me quite a bit because without those changes, it's going to feel unproductive and will only upset more people. The last thing we need is everyone asking the question, what was the point of all this? Give us a reason to want to leave everything behind and go after that new scout rifle or whatever the next big thing is. In order for this to be a success, we need to avoid players grinding to be back just where they were before. And it's the same thing all the way around, from armors to weapons. You can't have players feel like the new content going forward is a waste of time, because ultimately people will just stop playing. Starting over repeatedly will get old quickly without any incentive to do it. Bringing back old Destiny 1 items is cool and it's a great throwback, but that can't be banked on to keep players around. I basically view this as a quote from a TV show I recommend called Full Metal Alchemist. In alchemy, they go by the laws of equivalent exchange. You have to give up something of equal value in order to gain something in return. So sunsetting content, and that includes activities, needs to be replaced with equal or greater value in order to succeed. I know and understand not everything will be replaced at once, but over time I believe it will be. Menagerie is now becoming even more so a thing of the past, and bringing in an activity that's similar and with an entire new loophole of things to grind would be fantastic. Same with raids. Giving the players things to chase and strive for without it becoming a chore is the direction we need to go. To summarize my personal feelings regarding all of this, I am excited, but I'm also skeptical at the same time. I'm for the direction Bungie is trying to go, but I'm also a little concerned. If anyone is hearing me at Bungie, if you could hook a brother up and bring back Bones of Ao and Stillpiercer, that would be great. I've been in quite a bit of a circle here, but this is all just off the top of my head. I'm sure there are things I missed, and there are people who are going to disagree with me, and that's totally fine. I encourage you to please feel free to share with me your thoughts down below in the comments. I believe this move will open doors for our future in Destiny to ultimately improve our experiences and continue moving forward. So with all that being said, you now know my full thoughts on what's to come at this very moment. But as time goes on, I'm sure we'll be given new information that could either reinforce how I feel or change my perspective on the whole thing. But be sure to like this video, as it shows me you enjoy this kind of stuff, as well as comment down below and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I'm sure we'll touch on this topic again before the updates, and hopefully more information on what to look forward to. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Have an awesome rest of your day, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.
What can
Bye.
stop you if you
Just
fight
stop using it.
together?
Oh,
Nothing
shit.
changes the least.
Oh shit! It's a discount on supers.
This is
All
wonderful.
sales are final.